Hello, Virgo. So, this is going to be a reading for you and about you. There are no specific subjects, but yeah, I'm just going to shuffle some cards. Oh, by the way, I didn't even introduce myself, so let me do that. So, I'm the Azure Sage Tarot, and I'm going to be the one doing your reading today, Virgo. So, now that's cleared out of the way, yeah, let's jump right into it. Like I was saying, it's going to be up to spirits what subjects come up. So either I give them the freedom to tell you what you need to hear. It could be about romance, projects, your life in general, how you feel, anything. So I'm going to start by taking some cards from the Claw card deck, and then we're gonna go on from there. I hope you're doing good, Virgo. We already have a card coming out. We have the Glow. I love this card. Look at it. It's so it's so pretty. Okay, it's precious. Wow. Straight to the point, I guess. We have the Loop. So another few cards. Good energy right now, Virgo. I'm feeling for you. I don't know how it will translate in your reading, but yeah. So we've got the Earthy, powerful card, stability and especially in finances and grounding, and actually I find it like quite fitting since you're an earth sign, Virgo. Well, we'll see what this all means. So one more card, please, spirits. One more card. Yeah, so going this way, this means the loop is in the middle of your the middle of your reading of this row. Oh, so we've got the sword, and finally we've got at the bottom of the deck has your overall energy, the fiery. Interesting, because you have the same overall energy, the same bottom of the deck, if you will, than was it Taurus? So yeah, Taurus, another earth sign. Yes, it was Taurus that had also the fiery in the bottom of the deck. Don't worry, I've pre-shuffled your cards before starting this video, and they also had the windy, which is the counterpart of the earthy. It's quite nice because you have both the fiery and the earthy, so both together are the attributes that subdivide in this deck, in this Claw card deck, and how I interpret it. They subdivide the light card that is a little bit like the sun card, if you know a little bit about tarot cards and the major arcanas. So yeah, the light card is subdivided into the earthy and the fiery, which kind of means to me that you're more into a masculine energy right now, especially with the fiery being your overall energy, but also that may be why I feel good about your energy, because, well, I mean, the sun or the light is kind of a greatly positive energy and quite powerful one at that. So you also have the loop, so it's always a reminder that to observe and notice the cycles you're being through, Virgo. I mean, if you if you are in a cycle, you probably already know that since you tend to analyze a lot of things. But I don't mean it in a in the stereotype way. Just like because I consider you to be really intelligent, and I think you are, especially with the earthy here that is quite grounded and has every kind of resource and represent earth. So the attributes that we already associate to the earth signs in general. So you also have the swords, which is kind of at the opposite with the fiery, but those two cards are kind of almost aggressive cards, not in a like physical way, but they bring a lot of energy to someone, and the sword is using it could be using words, but taking action towards, but like I want to say not taking action, but it's like you're going into you're clearing out the way. That's what it means. You have the sword, so you have the tools and the resources with the earthy here to clear out the way and to go um, towards what you want. And we have the glow, which is kind of reminding me of the stars. It's really a little passion, a little um, glow. Actually, literally, the glow is a little glow. It's a firefly, actually. So a glow in the night. That's why it makes me think of the star shining far away but still being there, a goal being there. It's quite healing too. I don't think we can see it well, but this is actually kind of a greenish, slightly yellow. More a green, slightly yellowish tint that reminds me of the heart chakra. That's why I think it's kind of some kind of passion because the glow is, in my interpretation of those cards, a fire card. Um, so yeah, I think there's something you want, maybe healing, but we'll see what the tarot has to say about that. I'm going to use the Tarot Oracle Final Fantasy VII Tarot Card Collection deck by Crimson Sun to clarify those cards. But I think we're off to a good start, Virgo. We'll see. So what about the fiery? What's all that energy about? What's all that drive about? That's too many cards. What's that drive about? Virgo. Virgo. Please, Spirit. What's all the drive about? Whoa. Yeah, okay. So with the swords, I think you're going to try and cut your attachment to something. Because the loop can talk about feeling tied to things. You see how it's kind of a rubber band. Well, it makes me think of a rubber band, and it's kind of you know how we use rubber bands sometimes to stack things together. I think it can be interpreted as a form of link to something. So the first card that came out was the Devil. Don't click away right now. There's an explanation. Actually, with your energy, I think it's quite positive to have it right here. We have the Seven of Coins. Well, positive in a way, let's say. And we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So yes, I think you've been investing, Virgo, in yourself before investing in other people. And I think you've successfully identified some places in your life where there were unhealthy attachment, and maybe that's why you're more focusing on yourself right now, because you're trying to follow your passions a little bit more, follow what drives you, what lights your light, towards some kind of goal. And we'll see later on when we will be clarifying the loop and the sword, but I think you're cutting the ties, the toxic ties, if there are some. It doesn't have to be particularly toxic. It doesn't have to be like, you know, um, like addictions that really ruins your health, or it doesn't. It could be, but it doesn't have to be like really really bad. It could be only a little um way of thinking that isn't quite helpful, for example. But I think you've been investing in yourself and you've been identifying what's been blocking you, and you're determined. I think it's determined to um, to move forward. And I'm pretty sure you're trying to sever those ties, or this attachment to a concept, an idea that isn't helpful anymore. Because the devil is upright. So for me, it's yes, there is something toxic, but at least we can identify it is toxic, or there is an attachment to something. And I mean, you have the soul, you have the earthy, so you must have the knowledge of that already. And I think yeah, I'm repeating myself. I think you want to sever the ties and leave those things behind, and that's why you're um, trying um, to invest in yourself first. Maybe you're cutting off people that weren't healthy for you. So what about the glow? What about the glow? So the first card that came up is the Queen of Wands. And we have the Tower. So yeah. So yeah, definitely there's something you realized, my dear Virgo. Um, there's it doesn't feel like an absolute all breaking, all wrecking power that we usually associate with the tower. I think it was more of a realization. I don't know. Maybe for some of you, you started investing in yourself first, and then it made you realize things, because um, the tower is actually what allows us to see clearly where our foundations weren't stable or strong enough, where there were illusions that we needed to sever. So really, I'm always going back to that idea of severing things, cutting things, in your reading, probably because of the influence of the swords here. But usually, I can interpret the swords without having to always think about cutting something. But here, I think illusions were, I heard, ripped off. That's quite that's a strange way to put it, but yeah, they were taken away basically. But it allowed you to step into your attractive self. You're, um, you're a flame, and I think, yeah, you're like that firefly, literally that firefly in the night, that lights up to actually be able to, if I'm not mistaken, fireflies light their like they light up so that they can find each other in the night. So maybe that's what's happening with you. um with the Queen of Wands, you kind of became really, really attractive. So maybe you are the star, you know, you are entering that phase, or you are going to enter that phase where you are a light and others are going to be attracted to you like moths to a flame. Um, yeah, yeah, I really feel that for you. You're being quite, I think you're following more your passions, and this is attracting the right kind of opportunities towards you. And you realized how now you are more attractive, I think, or you're going to realize something, or you're going to be attractive once you realize what's what you need to sever, what you need to leave behind with the devil and the tower card. Once you realize what's been keeping you from being that powerful queen, from being that gorgeous and powerful queen, and this is a non a gen wow, this is not a gender specific reading, but yeah, I'm using the word queen because it is the queen of wands, but you could be a king. But the queen of wands is attractive, so really maybe the tower will happen. If it didn't, I think for some of you it hasn't happened yet, but for some of you it already did, and you're already beginning to see how you attract more positive opportunities. For others of you there is going to be a tower moment, but like I said, it's going to be a little more gentle than what we usually think. It's still going to shake your world up because, I mean, it's the tower, it's a realization still that there are things that are wrong, but you're going to realize what's blocking you, what is the unhealthy attachment here, and you're going to invest where you should really, where you really should be investing. And this is what is going actually to make you attractive to the right kind of opportunities to pursue your goals. And yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see now what we're going to see for the loop, because maybe the attachment is with the loop. Okay, you're done with with the cycles, I think. I just want things to be simple for once. So maybe take what resonates and leave the rest behind. It's a general reading, so there are things I'm going to say that is going to resonate with only a few of you. But yeah, I heard that. I wish things would be simple for once, or easy for once. So the first card that came out was the Judgment in the reverse. We also have the the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So not rushing towards something. And finally we have the Four of Wands, which is a celebration, which is it could be marriage, it could be it's also a twin flame card, but I mean, I'm not picking up strongly on twin flame energy in this reading. Only take it if it resonates, but I really don't feel like it. Even though we have passion coming through and fiery energy, I don't really feel. But maybe there's one or two of you that resonates with the twin flame meaning. But this card is, it's so beautiful. I really love this deck. But the Four of Wands, this scene depicts the end of a struggle. Actually, it depicts the end of the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie. A really, really beautiful and cheerful scene. So yeah, everyone is being healed, and it's the end. So with Judgment in the reverse, I think you're not you're not allowing things to repeat. You want it to end. Um, and that's why you're done being maybe even though you have all that fiery energy, you still try to be grounded, with the earthy here. You still try to be grounded and not rush because you don't want things to repeat themselves. I think you don't want to repeat a cycle. Maybe you already have identified this cycle. I think you know already, like for most of you, you already know the toxic things and you already went through the tower moment, through the realization I talked about, and you just want to achieve that Four of Wands, beautiful, joyful, celebrating energy. Like I think you want it in a connection, but you have a lot of people here, so I think you would want it, even though it doesn't always talk about community, it talks more about home. I think you want to feel at home and in security with the people you like, with a circle of people. I think your home is kind of with some people, maybe your soul family, and that's what you're looking for, and that's that kind of link or bound that you're looking for, and you wish you could have that without um, it being toxic, actually. So let's jump to the earthy. So yeah, so you're trying not to repeat that. You're trying to identify the red flags before jumping into anything right now. It could be about love, but I think for most of you, it's just the your general relationships. It could be with colleagues, it could be friends, family, but also lovers, partners. But it doesn't have to be romantic. It could really be platonic relationships. Because, as I said, there are many people depicted in the Four of Wands that I just showed you. So I feel it stood out to me. So I feel like for most of you it's more about a community, a feeling of community, and feeling safe to express yourself in a community of some sort. Ooh. So what about the earthy for Virgo spirit? Whoa. Okay, the Page of Cups in reverse flew right away, right out. I think you're on the right path, Virgo. I think maybe things feels busy. That's what I heard. That's a lot, so I'm not going to take those. I think things feels busy for you. Yeah, bottom of the deck. I think things feels busy. The Ten of Wands being having a lot of burdens. As I said that. So first we have the Page of Cups in the reverse. Woo. Again, beautiful card, colorful card. We have the King of Coins in the reverse coming out with the Queen of Coins upright. And the Queen of Coins is a Virgo card. And you're showing up upright. That's a confirmation of what I just said. You are actually on the right path. You are doing what's right. For you, at least you're doing what's right for you and what you need to do, since under the earthy representing the earth element, Virgo being an earth sign, and the Queen of Coins being you showing up in the upright. I think it's really showing how you're doing the right thing, but maybe you feel a little bit disappointed by the lack of maturity of some people around you, because we have counterparts. We have the counterparts, but the King of Coins is in the reverse here. So there's a lack of, with the Page of Cups in the reverse, I think there was a lack of maturity from people around you, and that's why you've been more introverted and more like investing in yourself, I think, Virgo, because you saw how the people currently around you aren't the people you want to have that kind of bond with, because they may not have the emotional range or maturity or even availability to share this bond with you. And I think you've given them a lot of chances, maybe to a specific person, but maybe to a lot of people. Um, but you've given a lot of chances, and it never worked. And it never worked. The cycle just looped again and again, and you want now to get out of it. You're like, I'm not giving chances anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. And you're leaving behind. You know how they are. I'm sorry if you heard some noise, but yeah, they are both back to back, you know. Whoops. But they are both facing opposite directions. So I think you're leaving behind maybe some people in your life, especially since court cards represent people. So it could be one specific person, it could be more than one. But yeah, you're investing in yourself, you're doing what's right for you, and you're trying to focus on your passions and in your own growth, in your projects, in your finances too, and financial stability too. And I think you're going to, if not already, I think you're going to be successful in that, with the Queen of Coins being here. So what about the Sword card? What about the Sword card? What do you want to sever that bad? What is it you're trying to sever, maybe? Or what do you need to sever? Spirits. What about the Sword for Virgo, please? Okay, okay, you wanted to flip. I'm too good shuffling. The cards are okay. I needed to say the cards weren't coming out so that they would. So we have strange. They literally came like this. So we have, like in the Celtic cross, we have the Six of Wands. So you're going to fight for victory, and you're going to fight for recognition for all the efforts you've put into yourself and into your endeavors. But what's strange is that the High Priestess came out crossing the Six of Wands. So the High Priestess is also a card that could refer to some Virgo attributes, even though I don't think it's the actual sign that we associate it with. I still interpret it as some kind of Virgo card because of the knowledge and the intuition that the High Priestess represent, since Virgo is a really, really good sign with inner knowledge, usually, and giving advice. So yeah, it wanted to come like upright, but it really crossed the Six of Wands. So I think you know what you want, you know the success you want and the recognition you want, but there are still things that are hidden from you, or information that you can't seem to find. Maybe I mean, we've already established that you're probably more investing in yourself, and so less into other people around you, for many reasons. But maybe the information, or maybe what you lack, isn't from inward. Maybe you need to look outward, or maybe you're not using your intuition enough. Maybe maybe you should tap more into your intuition to make the decision that needs to be made, with the Two of Swords being at the bottom of the deck. Usually the Two of Swords, you need to use more your intuition, the eyes are covered, and you need to, so you don't have every necessarily all the information you would want to take the decision, but you should like see, I'm sorry, Virgo, I'm going to pause the reading because I'll need to do something. So I'm coming right back. Sorry about that, Virgo. But yeah, I needed to stop for some personal things. Okay, so yeah, maybe use your intuition a little bit more. Maybe I think if it's crossing, actually, usually I read it like, oh, lack of intuition. Um, you need to use your intuition and more, or you lack information. There you have all the information in words. You are on point with your knowledge, and you already have um, everything you need to take your decisions, even like using both your intuition and the knowledge you've gathered. But when it's kind of blocked, it's like, for me, it's like, maybe you've got like, do I follow my intuition or do I follow the knowledge I have? So interesting. You don't know what to use to cut your way through. If I were you, I would use my intuition. The High Priestess is like the most intuitive card in the deck, and after that there's the Queen of Cups. So I would use my intuition if I had to choose between logic and intuition. I would use intuition as my weapon to know what's going to be my move to achieve success in the spheres I want to achieve success in. So it could be in a project, it could be at school. I heard school for some of you. Maybe you're applying for some job or anything. Yeah, follow your intuition. You have already, like, you have a beautiful mind. With the cards I have right now, I think you have a really beautiful mind, and a head that is like foolproof. You know, um, if your head was a computer, it would be waterproof. You know, it doesn't have any weakness. I think you have sometimes the difficulty to see how your head doesn't really have a weakness, and that you can just um, always find a way to navigate through tough times. But I don't think it's a particularly tough cycle for you. I think you're just like, okay, now I hand it, and I know I know what I want to achieve, but I don't know necessarily how to do that. So for now, you're investing in yourself and waiting to see what will be brought to you by the universe. And I think it's quite a good energy to be in. Um, to be into. Of course, if you're not there yet, it may be a possibility of where you are headed right now. So maybe right now you're not feeling in your power, or you're not feeling you're feeling maybe stuck, but actually you're doing what you're supposed to do, Virgo. And so I'm going to give you advice using the Alchemy Flower Oracle. So what advice do we have for Virgo? What advice do we have for Virgo? Virgo. Yeah. You're solid. I would want to say you're powerful, but you're solid, or you're going to achieve some kind of stability, Virgo. And you're going to be like, the card that just popped up is Radiant Charm. Radiant Charm. Look at how beautiful that flower is. And it's really, really, really reminding me of the Queen of Wands. Look at the colors. I think, and the Queen of Wands talk about being attractive to people, but also opportunities. And I think that's what you're being to achieve. And that's what I was telling you. You're going to attract opportunities towards you. You're going to attract what you need to go forward. And that's why if you are in that state of like, I'm just investing in myself and seeing where the world is going to bring me, well, it's actually a great mindset, because you're going to receive what you need from the universe. Don't worry, it is coming for you. Don't worry, be happy. So, other piece of advice for Virgo. Anything else, please? Don't tell me, Spirit. Don't tell me it's just, oh, Virgo, just be pretty and life will smile to you. They told me, yeah, it's about it. Smile to life and life will smile you back. That's what they told me, and was like, oh, this is so cheesy. So we still got another thing. So we've got concealment coming out. This is trying to look for things that are hidden from you, or things that you don't quite see but you need to see or acknowledge. And I think it links up to this High Priestess blocking your success. I think there are things that you don't quite see in your mind, in your head, and you need to explore those things a little more. Because maybe there are some answers that aren't uncovered that you could be able to uncover from within. But you shouldn't I think you shouldn't overanalyze in your head. I think you should do, when we suddenly have epiphanies, when we're just doing like basic everyday life chores, like I don't know, doing the dishes, for example, and maybe just trying to relax your mind and not really think about it actively, but being perceptive still, so that those messages still are able to reach you when you are doing like your chores in the house, for example. I think that's the advice from this card. Look for what's concealed from you, but don't overanalyze it. Just let the knowledge come to you. Don't force it, in other words. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Imagine. So I think it's time for you right now. The universe is telling you that it's time for you to imagine what you want, what life you want, because you are attracting a lot of things. You are attracting and manifesting into your life a lot of things. So be careful what you wish for, and like think about what you want and visualize what you want, and the universe is going to guide you through it. And through the the universe is going to guide you through life to your objective. So try to imagine, but it's time to imagine what you want. And also imagine how powerful you are and could be and can be, what you can do. So instead of going like, oh, but what if I can't? Tell yourself, well, what if I can actually, you know? So be optimistic about your goals and objectives. I think it's time for you to, if you have a project and you're like, oh, I don't know if I have the skills, or if there's a job that you really want to do, but you don't know if you have the required skill set, still submit your, submit an offer to it, and commit to your goals and commit to your objective. I think you're going to receive and attract what you need. So I think I'm going to end your reading here, Virgo. That was a really nice reading, according to me, because everything is going to clear up and you're going to really have a lot of power. You're going to find a lot of power in your day-to-day life, I think, in the next few weeks. And yeah, I hope something resonated for you. I wish you a very nice day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you again soon, Virgo. Bye.